This is mom. This is dad. This is their baby. Story time on how this situation came to be. So, I had wanted an English Bulldog for like 10 years. Many years ago, I was at a gas station on a road trip, and a gal had an English Bulldog that she was just, kind of airing out to get some air from wherever they were driving at a gas station. And this thing had a giant head, like giant mouth, tongue just hanging out. It was like the most beautiful, stupid looking dog I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, "Can I please pet your dog?" I went up and petted this thing, and its head was so hard. It was like a mallet. I was just like, "Oh my gosh, this thing is awesome." And I asked her all about it. She told me how expensive they were, like what a pain they were to own, but how great they were, like their personalities. She said they have skin problems, they have, all kinds of, health issues they can have, but they're like your best buddy. They're wonderful dogs. A lot of personality. So I had wanted one forever. So I had this old lab mix that had finally passed after 16 and a half years. And then I waited, about a year, and I decided to get my English Bulldog. But the first problem was that I had no way to stay home and raise puppies. I work all the time. And so I was like, if I get a puppy, like, how in the world am I going to be home? In order to like grow this thing up. And so then COVID happened, and then I was at home all of a sudden. And then once it became clear after the first couple of weeks that this was not something that's just going to blow over in a couple of weeks, and I was going to be home for a while, like 6 months, our job was potentially telling us, I was like, holy cow, like this is the perfect time for me to get a puppy because I'm home to like, potty train it, everything. And so then I started to look, and then I came up with another problem completely. I had no idea how expensive English Bulldogs were just to get. So I didn't know that both English Bulldogs and Pugs are like not natural dogs in the way that I mean, like they both have to be delivered through cesarean section. And I didn't know, sorry, TMI here, that both English Bulldogs and French Bulldogs are usually bred through artificial insemination because of the hip height creating breeding problems. So I didn't know this. So I found out later that English Bulldogs usually cost between $2,500 and $4,500. I'm sure it can go more for different, fur patterns and stuff. But I was looking for one everywhere. I was like, I cannot afford this dog. This is crazy. So I just kept talking to people. I was like on Facebook groups, Craigslist groups. I was looking on all kinds of pet forums for them. And like the cheapest ones I was finding were like $2,500. And then I thought, well, what about like adopting one